In Mexico City, something sinister was happening, making people feel scared in their neighborhoods. This menacing presence was of a woman who they called the Little Old Lady Killer because her victims were elderly women. She entered the homes of elderly women, leaving behind a trail of devastation and fear. Questions lingered about the origins of her degeneracy and the demons that drove her to commit such atrocities. Her story is one of tragedy and trauma, a haunting reminder of the darkness that can consume even the most seemingly ordinary individuals. This is the story of Juana Barraza. Juana Barraza's story begins in a small poor village in the Mexican state of Hidalgo. Born in 1957 to a mother who was an alcoholic, Juana's childhood was marked by trauma and neglect. At just 12 years old, her mother allegedly gave her away to a man for a few beers, a man who repeatedly abused and impregnated Barraza. This horrific experience will leave a permanent mark on Barraza, fueling a deep resentment towards elderly women that would later drive her to commit unspeakable acts of violence. As Juana grew into adulthood, she tried to forge a life for herself, working various jobs including as a professional wrestler under the stage name of La Dama del Silencio, the Lady of Silence. During the day, Juana Barraza sold popcorn and occasionally participated as a female wrestler at the wrestling arena in Mexico City. Barraza, who was robust and muscular, adopted the persona of the Lady of Silence when she entered the ring in amateur matches. Despite the hardships she faced, Juana even managed to have 4 children of her own, though tragedy struck when one of her sons was brutally attacked and killed. Through it all, Juana maintained a facade of normalcy, concealing the darkness that was steadily consuming her. In the early 2000s, Juana's dark impulses could no longer be contained. Between 2003 and 2005, she embarked on a terrifying killing spree, targeting elderly women living alone in the low-income neighborhoods of Mexico City. She obtained a roster of women receiving government assistance and meticulously identified elderly individuals living alone. Utilizing forged credentials, she posed as a government-appointed nurse, specifically dispatched to assess their vital signs. Juana would then viciously strangle them with a stethoscope or beat them to death with a sledgehammer. The brutality of her crimes sent shockwaves through the city, as the elderly lived in the fear of the elusive Little Old Lady Killer. Juana's reign of terror finally came to an end in 2006, when she was caught in the act of attempting to strangle yet another elderly woman. Her arrest and subsequent confession stunned the nation, as the mild-mannered woman admitted to murdering at least 16 people. Though the true extent of her crimes may never be known, in 2008, Juana Barraza was sentenced to an astounding 759 years in prison, a punishment that, while severe, could never undo the immense pain and suffering she had inflicted upon her victims and their families. Juana's legacy stands as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human soul.